Skull, my friends, and welcome on in. Now, the first thing you're probably wondering is, okay, Viking, where have you been? I know I haven't been uploading like every week like I said I would, but I needed to take some time off to really understand what I was going to be doing with this channel. Okay, so let me start by saying that this channel, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to be not doing Let's Plays because I do stream on Twitch. I stream Wednesdays, Friday through Sunday, 4 p.m. US Eastern Standard Time. That will be in the description down below. I wanted this channel to really be what it could be. You know, I had all these ideas of, okay, what do I really want to go with for my YouTube channel? And I figured it out. You know, I talked to some of my friends about it, I talked to my brother about it, and I want it to be about, you know, Twitch compilations, you know, some different compilations of, you know, things I do in streams, some highlights and stuff, editing and making that and uploading those videos. But also I do want to continue doing OBS tutorials like we're doing today, because today we're going to be talking about overlays, tips and tricks. We're going to be going over static overlays and animated overlays, creating them utilizing stream elements. So you better buckle on in, get your learning cap on, and let's go ahead and dive on into this video. And just remember, if you do like this video, make sure to smash that subscribe button with Thor's hammer as hard as you can, and hit that little notification bell so you can be alerted whenever I do upload my videos, which I'm going to try to do by, you know, every week, but we'll see how that goes. So let's go into the video. Right now we're here with our stream elements. I'm already logged in. I'm ready to rock and roll. We're going to click on my dashboard and we're going to go over to themes gallery. That's right under alerts and overlays. So we're just going to click on that. We're going to stick with super themes today, and we're going to just go down. We're going to use this one. Why not? 5 static scenes. We're going to start with that, then move over to animated. We're going to go ahead and click create, and we're going to call this static overlay. Something simple, you know, just for tutorial purposes. We're going to click on create my overlay, and we're just going to see them all in my overlays. You know, we're just going to get all of them. We're going to act like we're getting the whole stream package. The starting soon, the talk screen, the be right back, the game scene, and the stream ending. But the one we're going to be working on today that you can use on any of them once you get it down pat is starting soon. Alright, so I'm going to click on edits, and for the remainder, while we're using the edited program, I'm going to get rid of my camera so we can see the full picture. Alright, I'm going to be going over everything, so if you already know how to use Stream Elements Editor, then you can go ahead and skip on through the video when we're talking about how you can change the colors, the font, the animations, and all that other good stuff. So the first thing I want to do is I want to mute the audio in the editor because we're not going to need to hear the follow alerts and everything else. But that's how you mute it and unmute it at the bottom, and that's really all I use. I use that, and I use zoom in and zoom out. And there's an undo, there's a redo, and then we have our emulation. We hit that follower event, and boom, it's going to show up what it comes with in the package. The first thing you really need to remember is that save button at the top right corner. Just click on it every once in a while. Your internet might go out, you know, something might happen. Just make sure you click, you know, keep saving. Preview will show you the actual URL itself, and then you can open it in a new tab to actually see it. So if I go ahead and open it up in a new tab, then this is what it's going to look like. You know, this is going to be what it looks like whenever we put in our browser source. The little paperclip will do the same thing. We just click that, it'll automatically copy the URL. We have a session data. That's for, you know, your tips. You know, this is like for everything you do. You know, your followers and your goals and everything else. I'm not really going to go over this that much. If you'd like me to go over this sometime and explain what all this is about, please leave a comment down below and I'll gladly make a video about it. So let's just start with the alert box. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business to make alerts. Alright, So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, right? But before we dive in, before I show you the settings and everything else, right? Again, if you want me to make a video on adding actual custom alert boxes, your merch alert box, and all this other stuff by clicking this add button down here, you know, hype boss and everything else, you have engagements, your countdown, contest, giveaway, all these different things. If you'd like me to make a video on what all these do and utilizing them, again, leave a comment down in the description down below. Today we're just going to stick with, you know, what are layers. Layers are, you know, the top is what's going to show up on the top, just like in your OBS, and the bottom is going to be the background because that is behind everything on this editor. So we already got our alert box clicked on. I'm going to go ahead and click on settings, and right here you have all of your different types of alerts, and purchase is going to be, again, you know, for anything that gets purchased, like, you know, your merchandise or anything like that. So we're going to just stick with follower alert because all these, you know, variations are going to be in your other alerts. You can change the image, which I doubt you'd want to do, you know, unless you want to change it up, whatever, make it unique to yourself. But if you want to keep everything consistent, you know, with the background and the style, then go ahead and leave that. You can even set a video for you to like play a video, you know, with an alert, which is pretty neat. Another thing you need to really understand is when you're uploading a sound, you need to make sure it's .ogg. It needs to be in an OGG sound format, otherwise it won't work in the alert. And all you have to do is click upload sound, and you're going to click on upload, click on select files, go over to your music or whatever you have it in, and boom, I already have mine already set on up. But that's how you're going to upload it. You just click on that, and then you'll click submit, and it'll submit your sound. This right here is your layout. So if I click on emulate right now for follower events, this will change it from row to column, and then we can obviously change it back to just having the background and having it on stacked up. But let's go ahead and change our alert message. Let's make this you are awesome. And then, you know, put in like a little welcome thing. You know, you want them to feel welcome. You know what? Let's just throw that in there. Our alert duration is how long it's gonna, you know, how long will the alert last. I like to think, you know, 3 to 5 seconds is a good time. If you think something different, then, you know, you can make it last longer. I'm not really gonna go over custom CSS. CSS is the coding that goes behind all this. I know nothing about that, so I can't really go over this. If you'd like me to learn, you know, more about this, again, let me know in the comments down below. Variation settings. Okay, now this is the wham bam thank you ma'am good stuff right here. So really imagine if you could change the variation. Like imagine you had a variety of different follower alerts. So instead of it saying welcome Mad Viking King, you're awesome, and it would play a sound with a GIF or animation, it would be that same sound and GIF over and over again every follow. What's nice about that is consistency. What's not nice about that is it could probably get old. And to spice things up, you know, and it's not something you really see on Twitch or Mixer, in my opinion, is that you could make it a variety of different things. So I could have it, you know, say scuba bubbles, like Mad Viking King, scuba bubbles. You know, that's my saying. Or Till Valhalla. And I can make it to where it'll play a different sound and show a different image, GIF, or animation that I provide, you know, within it. So if I click on add new variation, and keep in mind, you can click on this or unclick it. What this does, it'll pick an alert randomly when more than one matches. So we're just going to leave that on. We're going to click on variation name. We can literally copy what we already have as a basic, you know, follower alert, so we can keep our little, you know, outline, our little box to keep everything consistent with our overlay, or we can start with a blank one. I'm going to go ahead and choose on follower. You know, I'm just going to stick with this if I wanted to keep this box. But let's say I wanted to change the alert image right here. I could change this, you know, to scuba bubbles and Till Valhalla and all this other stuff, and I can change how the layout is along with the sound. So mess around with that, you know, mess around with the animations, you know, how it comes into the overlay. Does it fade in? Does it fade out? Does it roll in? You know, you can do that with the text, and we're going to go through that with the other settings right now. But have fun with this. Have a variety about it. Have some fun. That's the whole point about this, is having fun, you know? TTS is text to speech, pretty self-explanatory. So if it says Mad Viking is now following Brian's voice, or all these different voices you can add on in. Russell Crowe. Wait, is that Russell Crowe? No, that's just Australian. Oh, if they had Russell Crowe's voice in here, I'd turn this on. But make sure to test it and emulate it, and watch your volume levels, you know, with your mixer and your OBS, because you don't want it blaring too loud. Next thing I'm going to go over is text settings. I can change anything with the fonts. What's really nice, number one, they give you a shit ton of fonts to use. I mean, look at all these different fonts. There's so many, right? And I'm going to go ahead and change the color. We're going to make it, you know, something else. To change the color, you have two bars. The left one will change, you know, between all the different colors and variations. The right bar is for transparency, you know, how much it really shows. We're going to keep the transparency all the way up though, so we can fully see it. I'm going to make it a little bit of a brighter color. Let's say yellow. Yellow and blue, why not? And then size. Size is, you know, the size of the text. So if we click on follower event, now it's yellow, because now you have to remember, we're working on the standard. If we want to change, you know, if we wanted to change, you know, Amy's, you know, thing, we want to change that color, we're going to have to go all the way down here. And, you know, if I wanted to change it to something else, like let's say we make it this color, you know, to make it stand out, I'm going to click save. We're going to go ahead and emulate that follower event. Now it's orange. So we got yellow and orange, a variety of different things. You can make it wobble with an animation. You can have it doing all kinds of different animations, or you can have no animations whatsoever. I'm just going to put it on bounce, because why not? Leave it at that. But what's really nice about the fonts and everything else is that you can have your own custom font. So let's say your Twitch panels and bio and everything else is a certain font. You can keep that same font by just putting it in here. And, you know, you have line height, you have letter spacing, you have word spacing. I can, you know, start from left to right. You know, I can start in the center. You know, this is all with the layout and the words. I can make it bold. I can make it italic, underline it. There's so many different things you can do with this. Another thing I want to mention, if you go to the Advanced tab under Text Settings, what I can also do, and this is what I already did at the bottom, is, so if you look all the way down at the bottom, it says Highlight. In the Advanced Settings, I can basically, you know, go to the margin of it, and I can edit all this, and I can even change the number format and just all this other stuff. So I think that's really nice. You know, there's a lot of different variety that you can change and customize, and that's really what I admire about Stream Elements, and what you can do with it. Now, one of my favorite things to do is changing how, you know, how the alert shows up. So let's make it slide down, and then when it exits, it's gonna slide back up. You know, we'll stick with something simple for tutorial purposes. So slide out, it's gonna go up. The text, we can make it, you know, let's say it slides into the left and then slides into the right. You know, you can make them go everywhere, or slide into the left and then actually we can make it slide out up. I think that would be kind of cool. So we're gonna save this. Let's see what this animation looks like. Boom, look at that. It slides in from left to right, and then both of them go up. So that actually didn't look that bad. So we're right there. We already went over all the alerts. Now, the next thing I want to go over is very vital. Okay, if you're going to use that top bar overlay, I want you to know on Twitch mobile or on Mixer mobile, whatever you might be using, whatever platform, doesn't matter. If you're on mobile and you're watching a streamer and you have a top bar, make your font stick out. If you leave it at that small little, you know, text on the top, no one's going to be able to see this. So I'm going to teach you how to fix this. I'm going to teach you how to make this stick out amongst the rest. We're going to click on this name. This is going to be your latest follower. All right. It's going to say name. You want to add something to it, you know, like name, welcome, or, you know, you can add whatever you want to this, right? But we're going to stick with something basic, just the name. And what's really neat is that if you want to change all these to the same position, size, and style, all you have to do is copy the width and the height. and boom, like you got it. You know, right there, you got it. I mean, it's literally, I love that because I'm OCD about things. But let's go ahead and dive on into text settings. So let's say I want to make this 30. All right. As you can see, it's going to cut it off. All I have to do is move down my little blue bar. And then another thing I'm going to do, and I'll explain why I'm doing this just in a second. I'm going to move this out of here so I can do some things real quick. I'm going to shorten this bar real quick. I'll tell you why in a second. So the reason why I shorten this bar is, a lot of people ask me, how do you do the text to scroll? Well, with Stream Elements, instead of doing that in your OBS and adding the filter, what you can also do, and I'm going to go ahead and change the color because, again, we want it sticking out. Like, yeah, yellow, maybe orange. There we go. So that sticks out very well. We're going to stick with the font we have. We can make it bold to make it stick out further, but sometimes bold is unnecessary. Go with whatever you want, but we're just going to leave bold off for now. And you can add a text stroke, which is basically adding an outline. I'm not going to add any of that, but what I am going to add is text scrolling. Right now it's on 6. That's way too fast, so I'm going to bring it down to like 2, and boom. So why I shortened the left and right side of this blue bar is because that's how far the text is going to scroll. So if I click on the box, I'm using my arrow keys, I can move the box over. Because a lot of people have longer names on Twitch, so you want to make sure that you have enough room where it's not scrolling half the name. So right there is pretty good. So we're going to leave it just like that. There's really nothing I can do more. I mean, I could add underline, I could add some text stroke, but we're not going to do any of that right now. Dynamic font size, it basically just gives it that dynamic view, and it makes the font a hell of a lot bigger. But what we're also going to do is, again, latest follower, right? We're going to go up here. I'm just going to do the same thing. So if the other one's 30, I'm probably going to make this one a little bit smaller. So maybe 20. So here, let me do this real quick. Let me just drag this over here. All right, let's boom, boom. Alrighty. And then I'm just going to drag this back up. And again, all I have to use is my arrow keys. I only have to click and drag. And I can just center this up as much as I want. And right there, you have your latest follower. You can change the color, or you can keep it white, whatever you decide to do. But that's all I've got to say, just make sure you're increasing your font size. So then, this is your full screen. I can clearly see that. And it looks fantastic. It sticks out. Oswald is a really good font. I might even start using it. So definitely make sure that, you increase your font size if you're using top bar. Alright, so the other thing you're probably going to see on this screen is a little timer. Alright, all we have to do is click on the timer, and immediately, we're going to go over to settings, and we can make it days. I don't know why you'd make it days, but days, hours, minutes, seconds. We're going to highlight minutes, going to make this 5 minutes. Could you imagine, though, 30 days, like 30 hours, 30 minutes, 30 seconds, like a whole circus and festivals going on, and you just see a stream that's up, and it's like, 25 more days and we'll be live. But like we'll start this stream officially. That'd be insane. Are you good though? You need a break? Smile. This is fun. It's learning. Knowledge is power. Made it 5 minutes. We can even make the count date. So we can literally have the date on there and have the timer and everything set up, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do though, that I think it's cool, is we're going to show this when countdown completes. Now if it looks cut off like this, all you have to do is just drag this bar on out, and we're gonna put this bad boy right over here. All right, I think right there would be a nice place to have it, and we're just gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of my way real quick. And if we want to change again the text or anything else, all I gotta do is go to text settings, change the color, and we'll make it stick out a little bit more, make it a little bit brighter, give it a nice coating, and boom, sticking out really nicely. I can change the size, I can change, bold text, I can make it scroll, all the other fun stuff. But for right now, it looks good. So that's basically all, I've gone over you know, text settings, position, size, and style. Again, if you want to do this with position, size, and style, all you have to do is click on this 208 and 41, right? So that means on this, all I have to do is type in right here 208 and then 41, right? And then once I increase the size by going into, you know, the text settings right here, and I'm gonna make it the same text settings, boom, it's already in the same exact place as this. Same exact, both same height, you know, everything else. So, you know, 208, 41, 208, 41, you know, if you want to make it, you know, different, you know, whatever. But if you want to keep them the same, that's what I recommend doing. So, there you go. That's how you do that. And do the same with everything else along the way. That's basically all I can teach you with Stream Elements. The next thing I want to go over is an animated scene, right? So, we're going to go over that. And, you know, this video is going to be a little bit longer, so try to stick with me. Try to stick with me. Alright, we're going to save everything we've done. Alright, once we hit save, we're going to copy our overlay URL. And then we're going to go ahead and head over to our OBS. So we're already over here in our OBS. And again, I'm going to turn off my webcam so everyone can clearly see what's going on. We're going to go ahead and click on the plus symbol, click on browser. And we're going to call this static overlay. Now, a majority of overlays on Stream Elements are 1080 or 1920 by 1080, and that's what my base canvas is. And again, if I want to look at my base canvas, all you have to do is click on settings, go to video, and that is my base canvas. If yours is something different, then, you know, resize and adjust, you know, as needed. But I'm going to go ahead and put 1920 by 1080. I'm going to go ahead, delete this right here. I'm going to go ahead and paste it, scroll down. It's not a animated scene, so I don't need to shut down source but not visible or refresh the browser. I'm going to click OK, and it's going to take up the whole entire screen. And that right there is how you put in a browser URL overlay utilizing Stream Elements. That's really it when it comes to static. Now with animated, I'm just going to go over that very, very quickly. Right now, we're back at our super theme, so we're going to scroll on down. We're going to choose something animated. Let's go with Spitfire Animated Super Theme. Beautiful. Again, all you have to do is hit create. We're going to call this animated overlay. It's a nice little animated overlay right here that we got. The first thing I'm going to do, you know, again, you want to change your starting soon screen, click on it. You can click on this over here, or you can scroll down and you can find the text right there. T is for text. And then if you see the mountain like picture file, that is a picture. So, you know, that's our countdown. We can change all that, but we're not going to change anything. I'm just going to show you the effects of what an animated overlay does compared to a static. So click save, copy overlay URL, and then again, we're going to head back on into our OBS and we're going to see what happens. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the static overlay, right? We're going to again go to plus, browser. I'm going to type in animated overlay. I'm going to click OK. We're going to, again, 1920 by 1080. That's what, you know, that's what it's going to be. 1920 by 1080. All right. Now, here's the difference. Watch. Now, I'm going to show you what it looks like if I don't hit shut down source when not visible and refresh. Like, if I don't hit it at all, right? Right now, the scene's going to show up, and, you know, it's going to look good. But let's say I wanted to go back to my talk screen and then transition back to my OBS. It's going to be the same. Now, that's all right. That's all dandy and good, but your GPU and CPU are, you know, going to go a little bit higher, and especially if you have a lot of animated scenes on your OBS. So what I recommend doing is going over here to animated overlay, double clicking on that, and you know that'll show up the properties, or you can just right click it, go to properties, scroll down, and if you want that to happen, if you want to shut down the source but not visible, you can click on that, refresh the browser. You know, that is on you. It will refresh the browser as you need it. Like let's say if I was using a Twitch browser or something like that, and I wanted it to refresh the page, that's one thing. But for animated scenes, it varies. So I'm gonna go ahead and click the eyeball. We're gonna show it. All right, it shows my overlay. Go back to our talk screen. But when we go back to our OBS, it's not gonna show immediately because it's not always visible. What's nice about this though is if I go to my talk screen and I add my stinger transition, if I added a stinger transition, then when I go back to my OBS, then that stinger would make up the time for it. So add in the stinger transition, and then that'll really help you out along the way. So we've talked about static, we've talked about animated overlays, but let's say you don't want to do any of that. Let's just say you want to go for the package, you want to get something simple, you copy it, you download it, and then you just upload it into your OBS. Well, there's a few sites I'm going to recommend, and all of these sites are going to be in the link description down below. All right, so let's go ahead and dive on in. First one is Visual by Impulse. What you're going to want to do, this is the home page, click on store, then you're going to want to scroll down, and let's say you want a budget. Let's say you don't really have that much money right now and you're trying to save. You can click on free. They have free stream packages you could do. If you click on one of them, like Valor, right now it's going to show a video, what they have in the stream package. And, if you wanted to, you can choose between animated and static, So, they have that variation, which is really, really nice. But if you wanted to spend some money, then that's when you can go to Stinger Transitions, which is right here. You could go to alerts. They got screens and banners, event lists, chat boxes, emotes. They got it all. $150 for Cat's Meow emotes. There you go. They only have one of those. So this isn't the most popular, but we're starting from down and we're working our way up. All right. The next one is Nerd or Die. Again, these links are going to be in the description down below. If you go to Nerd or Die, you're going to scroll on down. If you're utilizing it for Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, overlays, alerts, they have it all. And this is when you're going to probably spend, the best bang for your buck. I'm going to go ahead and click on Twitch since, we're talking about Twitch, Mixer, and all that good stuff. If I click on Synthwave, let's say I like the retro look. I like, the grid, like some Tron, kind of feels. That's what my content is, which that's not what it is, but let's say it was. That's going to range from $10 to $30. The download type, because you're not doing browser URL like Stream Elements, you're actually downloading these files. So you got to make sure that if it's animated, you use media source, and if it's not animated, that you're using image source. And you can even go to the point where just buying the alerts, the overlays, or you can buy the whole stream package. It's whatever you want. But I like the variety they have here. They even have a quick little video down here that you can play, and it'll show you like everything this package comes with. So I like that. That's really good advertising to say, hey, we're not just going to show you these pictures right here. We're going to show you a video of the animations and everything you're going to be spending your money on. So I think that's pretty neat as to that aspect. But the last one is Fiverr. Fiverr is when you're connecting with a graphic designer or animator, and they are making this based on what you're giving them as far as logos, emotes, stinger transitions, starting soon screens, and all that other stuff. This is their main website. So if you go down, scroll down a little bit, hover over graphics and design, go to Twitch store, and then when you scroll down, you're going to see all these different, artists rated all the way from the bottom to the top. Bottom is level 1, and then the top is like studio. That's why you see the price range from $30 to $250, because the quality is going to be, a lot better. Because think about it, the longer you've been doing something, more than likely you've gotten better at it over time. Make sure you do your research. Like, I don't want someone in the comment section saying, I spent $500 on a stream package and I didn't do my research, and this guy gave me something that I could have got for $20. I'm telling you, do your research. If you don't, then you will get screwed over. But you have to be smart. You should always be smart when you're buying something online, and make sure you have all the ins and outs of every detail instead of getting really excited and just being like a little kid in the candy store and spontaneously buying it. Out of all that information in this video, I hope it's helped you in some way, shape, or form. If there's something I missed or there's something you'd like me to go over in the next OBS, tutorial video, let me know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, make sure to give it that thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and by all means, if you'd like to keep updated on when I upload a video, click on that bell. And I do stream again Wednesdays, Friday through Sunday, 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. All the links will be down below. Thank you so much for being here. I love your face. To Valhalla.